Hey YouTube, here with a product review this time. So it's been a while, but what I've invested in here is a Lezyne Digital shock drive. This is sort of a trail side tool. However, sort of when I'm not using it, I keep it on the wall here in the in my little bike maintenance place, and it sort of does the job quite well. Actually, it does the job well of a trail tool as well as a workshop tool. So just going to run you through some basics really. What I found, I've used it a few times, and I found it extremely useful. So pretty simple in its design. Well, you've just seen that, but it's pretty compact. It's got the actual nozzle there, screws into the handle, stops it flapping around when it's in your bag or anywhere else, yeah, basically keeps it nice and secure. What we have is one single button to operate, so you press that once, or press and hold a couple of seconds, it comes on, and if you want to cycle through the different modes, so you can see there in the top part of the display, that's PSI, and if you want to change the bar, it will give you that. It's got a battery reading at the bottom, and that's as simple as it is basically. I think if you want to reset it, you just hold it down for a few seconds, it sort of powers off, powers back down, and resets itself. So the only other button on it here is a little release valve, which actually is a quick blip of that actually only takes out a couple of PSI every time, so it's extremely accurate. Very good for your shock. This particular one goes up to 350 PSI, which you think is more than enough. I tend to agree actually. I'm quite heavy, and I pump my rear shock to about dependent on what I'm riding, between 240 and 270, and my front shock goes up to about 100 psi, so this is more than adequate. The other thing to mention is the valve itself. Now it's actually a when you're screwing it and unscrewing it, the actual pin doesn't engage with your valve on your device, or your shock or suspension, until it's actually fully on there and fully sealed, so you actually don't lose any pressure. The only pressure you will lose isn't in the shock itself, it's in this tube here between the sort of wherever it takes the reading from. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just swing the bike into the or swing the bike out, and I'll show you how simple it is to use. Right then guys, so here we are. To attach it to your shock is as simple as this. You unscrew the attached end from the actual handle and apply it like that. Now what I'll do is I'll just turn this on so we can see. Bear with, I'll try and get everything in frame for you. So you can see there the pressure's displayed. I'm just going to carry on. Oh, there you go. So the pressure's actually come up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on tightening that down, just so everything's fully sealed. So we can see there that I've got 216 psi in my shock at the moment, which, to be quite honest, isn't enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to, well, first of all I'll show you the sort of the release of air. So you can, like I said, it releases a couple of psi every time. You can actually, there you go, 206, 203. So you can actually be quite accurate with this tool. The other thing that I was a little bit concerned about was the form factor and it being uncomfortable to use. What I found is you can just turn it around like this, you can hold it so the actual handle in the base of your it's very comfortable actually in your hand like that, and the top just sits in the other part of your hand and the other hand like that. So what I'll do is I'll just give it a few cycles and show you basically how simple it is to put a good bit of pressure in to your shock. So there you go, 226, 225, keep on going. Right, I'm just going to pop 240 in, 240 on the nose, it's good enough. And it's as simple as just disengaging the you will hear a small release there of pressure. Now I can assure you that that is just the pressure that's out of the hose there. So yeah, pretty good. I'm impressed with it so far. I've taken it on a couple of rides with me, and it's worked well actually. It's enabled me to tune better than I've ever been able to before. The shock pump that I had before was just an analog sort of dial. I'll show you. You might have seen it in a previous video, but it was this type. Nothing the matter with that, it's just that the one that I've got now is more accurate. This particular one wasn't that cheap, however the construction is nice. It's aluminium, anodized aluminium, all of the body here is aluminium. This seems to be a very high quality plastic, polycarbonate maybe. It takes an CR1220 battery, which are fairly inexpensive. It's a nice little tool so far. I'll keep you updated if I have any issues with it, but I've been pretty pleased so far. So I mean, if I had to score that out of 10, I'd probably give that a 9 out of 10 for a shock pump. The form factor is a little bit small to use in the workshop, however, to be able to have one device that does that you can take out on the trail, fits very comfortably. You can see that almost fits the length of my hand, comfortably fit into a camelback or a bag of any description really. It'd even fit in the back of you know, a cycling jacket pocket or whatever. So it's a versatile tool for the trail and also for the workshop. I'm pleased with it. Thanks a lot guys, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like that. Keep watching, thanks.